Hey everybody, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading. Okay, first card that we have out is Five of Swords and Page of Cups. What this is looking like to me is that, okay, I'm seeing the Wanderer on the bottom of the deck, so let me sort of set up this setting for you here. You are in a new environment, or you're doing something new, or you're approaching something that feels unfamiliar to you. So because we have the Fool on the bottom of the deck, this is kind of like I'm in a position where I'm looking around and this doesn't look like what I'm used to seeing, or I'm doing this activity that I've never done before and it feels uncomfortable because of that. So you have to know immediately, being in that type of situation, it can feel triggering because it feels like it's outside of our norm and outside of what's like our routine for us. And so your nervous system can already be a little bit all over the place. I'm hearing for some of you, you're experiencing a spike. So maybe like something particularly happened, and having Five of Swords here, this is you being like, what do I need to do here? Like, do I need to protect myself? Do I need to be on guard? It's like sort of like being ready or preparing yourself. You see how this person is being like waiting for the thing to come at them. So that's like already the mindset that you're in as we're just starting off the reading. So the tone, before we even know what else is going on, is that you're in some uncomfortable situation or a new situation, or just something where you don't automatically be like, I got this, I know what I'm doing, I'm comfortable here, like that. Those sorts of feelings aren't there. So you're in a setting where it's like that, or potentially entering into one. And so immediately you're like, do I need to be on guard? Do I need to protect myself? Something may be coming towards me. And this Five of Swords to me feels more of a defensive, like I'm waiting for something, but it's like, why are you feeling that way? Because you're in a new type of situation. And then when you look and see what this big fuss is about, like what's coming towards you that has you feeling like this, it's just the Page of Cups. So this is just that part of you that's like, hey, I'm having a feeling about something. Hey, something is going on. So this is like totally, this is a normal thing. This means that you're connected in a way where your feelings are calling you up and being like, hey, this is what's going on with me today. But for some reason, again, probably because you're in some type of like new or unknown or uncomfortable situation, you're like, is it safe for me to be talking to them on the phone? It's something like that. But it's like Page of Cups is just, it's just feelings popping up that want to be recognized. So it's like, hey, I'm here, look at me. It's like that sort of thing. So you're just having a bit of a response here. Maybe you feel weary of your feelings, just as they are too. Like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a Page of Cups. But maybe this is part of a new thing for you too. Like you could have done something before where it's like, well, when my feelings pop up, I do something to like escape from them in some way, to like numb them or to run away or to like push them down or like tuck them away, that sort of thing. So to have this feel like it's coming up, it's like seeing an animal be startled by something that like is no threat at all to it. So like that's sort of the position that you're in. But because maybe you're already starting off feeling a bit uncomfortable or unsure of something, just this little thing popping up, it feels like it startles you in some way on like an internal level. Also too, like kind of what this feels like to me is that let's say that you're just doing your thing and then all of a sudden there's an additional sense that you are connected with and using, and when it first pops up, it can feel kind of chaotic because you're like, what is this? How do I use it? Is it a threat? Like, why is this happening? Because it feels like you're getting more, like I'm seeing this as like you're feeling more connected to your feelings. Like there's a different type of way that you're experiencing your emotions. And that part of you that's like, well, I haven't experienced this before, like where is this coming from, or why is this happening? It's like that part of you, that part of your ego is just showing up to try to protect you, but there's nothing wrong, and there's nothing that you need to like protect yourself from. As I said before, it's like you being startled, you feeling startled by something that is not, it's a non-threat. It's just the Page of Cups, which is like the most harmless energy. Yeah, I'm seeing Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So this can be you're like plugging in a new way, or you're plugging in a different way, and so you're like accessing different types of emotional experiences, or like feelings, or like intuition, stuff like that. Because Page of Cups can also be that. It can be like insights that you're getting. It can be gifts that are connected with your water energy, which can be like deep empathy. It can be like your psychic ability, stuff like that. But because you're sort of in this new situation, you feeling very like dubious of this thing popping up, when it's like, no, this is just part of you being connected now. Like that's what this feels like. But also then this part of you that's like, is this safe? Like, do I need to protect you from this? I'm seeing that sort of be the thing that's popping up for you right now. But yeah, it's just you're more connected than you were before. So it just feels maybe a little bit foreign to you. This could have occurred within a social situation or a social gathering or something like that. Or it can be happening within a particular relationship. It could have also happened too when somebody was expressing their feelings to you. Okay, Three of Cups. It can happen when you are in the midst of an interaction with someone. I'm seeing the Lovers, so this is like somebody that you're close with. This is somebody that you care about, definitely. And Three of Wands, it feels like things have been progressing, and also this can be a moment too where you feel like you're really seeing how things have like changed, or how before it was like this and now it's like that. It can be one of those moments where you can be like looking, see this Three of Wands, how it's sort of like looking over the path that it's traveled to get there. So there can be stuff about that. And having the eye in the sky, it feels like having more of a bird's eye view about like the path that was traveled in order to get there. So that can be something that's being recognized as well. And it all seems like it has to do with a relationship with somebody that you're close with. I'm hearing somebody that you're spending time with. I am seeing the Emperor on the bottom of the deck, which would allude to this being either like a long-term connection that you have, or it's one where there's an intention for this to be a long-term thing. Something needs to be decided on here. You may feel having Five of Swords and having Four of Pentacles here. What Four of Pentacles is going to do is sort of like keep everything all together and like not really let it move. So it can be like, let me freeze this. And to have Five of Swords be connected with it, it's like you may be having a really hard time breaking out of that energy. And when you're in the Five of Swords, this is that whole like, do I need to be looking out? Is something about to like come get me? Like I'm feeling kind of threatened right now. It's like that sort of thing. And Four of Swords is saying like you're sort of keeping yourself in that spot, maybe having a hard time like breaking out of it. But it seems to like there's something that you're figuring out here, and you may need to break out of that to get in touch with how you're feeling enough to be able to act on whatever this is. It's like a decision that needs to be made or something that needs to be recognized, but in the position where you're in now, I'm not seeing like a lot of action happening. So that's why it's going to be important to shift into a different energy in order to address this. But before that point, you can be like, I feel like I just can't do anything about this yet, but it's still because you're in that like very defensive position. It has to do with an investment is what I'm seeing. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Let's say this too. You could have felt like maybe you don't feel like you're so much in that position anymore of sort of like letting your ego maneuver through and do things for you. Maybe you feel like you're in a position where you've been getting like more and more connected with how it is that you're feeling and checking in and like understanding too when your ego is being activated, and then sort of seeing what you feel like is appropriate as far as moving forward with things. And it seems like it's something that's been taking place within a particular relationship. Three of Wands does feel like there's progress that's been made, so you could have like really identified with that like earlier on when things were happening, and now you feel like that's not so much happening anymore. Like now you are more open to your feelings, and now maybe you are sort of admitting to things or expressing things when it comes to even just like the most basic feelings that you're experiencing. Rather than feeling like you're working against your feelings, it's more so like taking on a more integrative approach with this. So I'm seeing something that's being held on to, and so this can be even something that one may be like having a hard time letting go of or may not want to let go of. But this can also be like old ways that are being broken out of too, in order for one to feel more in touch and more connected. This has to do with I don't want to say it's a friendship. It has to do with a social situation that you have. It feels like ongoing with somebody, and an investment. This is not just something casual, like this is somebody that you very much care about, is what I'm seeing. But before, there could have been even like fighting against one's feelings. Like as I said before with this Five of Swords and the Page of Cups, Five of Swords is like ready to take something on and feeling like I need to fight against it, or like I have to defeat it, and this is just your feelings. And I'm seeing it be connected with some of you, it's because this is like a friendship, but there may be something else that's going on here. It's something that I'm seeing it be like multi-layered here. But this could have been something that you were recognizing was happening, where it was like you were feeling things, but then that part of you that was like, if I admit to really feeling this, that means that I'm going to be vulnerable then, because Five of Swords is like here to protect you. So it's like, we're just going to pretend that this isn't happening, or I'm going to find a way to like lock it away every time it comes up, because if I really recognize this and that's really how I'm feeling, that puts me in a position where I could be hurt, and then I'm not protecting myself anymore. So that is like the whole situation basically here with this situation, whatever it is that's happening with you and this person. But it could have been something that was coming up, like when you were spending time with them, when you were hanging out with them, like that feelings were coming up. And I am seeing the Lovers here too. So this can imply that it's like you could be in a relationship with this person, or you could think of them in that way, or there can just be something more. But there's definitely something about feelings and somebody being like pushing their feelings away for some reason. And I'm seeing it's like centered around your relationship with this person. And it can also be too because of like the potential of where things could go. Like there could have been a feeling too of being worried, basically, of like the direction of things or like future related things. Could have been stuff like that, because I'm seeing that has also something to do with it too. But some of you as well, I'm seeing you're still in this, it's like you may know what it is, but there can be a part of you that's like still denying it for some reason. Because with Five of Swords and Four of Pentacles, this can, you still, because it does feel like something's been recognized at this point. You may still be like lying to yourself and like pretending and being like, I'm not ready to admit it. Something like that. But you know that if you keep doing this, then you're going to have regrets later on. Because what I'm seeing is that if you keep showing up in this energy with your heart chakra closed off, and you're like, I'm staying in this position to protect myself, and I'd rather protect myself than admit to how I'm feeling and be vulnerable. And I'm seeing it's a choice too. So it looks like here, you can choose like whether or not you want to open yourself up to this. Even though I'm seeing like everything is already there, you'd basically just be denying something if you're not going to open yourself up to this. What I'm seeing is that like you enjoy this relationship, you enjoy being with this person. This is like a relationship that you've invested in, and I'm seeing there be like a lot of love. Like having the Lovers come out means like you guys mutually care about one another, and there's like a lot that's going on there. Like this is a developed relationship. And to have Nine of Pentacles, it's like both of you guys enjoy the relationship. Like this is a very mutual thing. However, if you keep showing up within this energy where you're like denying your feelings and also denying access, because this is you in this energy is saying, I will not be getting vulnerable with you. And so there's like a lack of intimacy then, because you're not connected with your feelings because you're denying them. And then it doesn't allow this other person to connect with you emotionally when it's like everything is there. You're just like not letting it be plugged in, basically, for fear of being hurt. So this is a closed heart chakra thing that this all comes back to at the end of the day. And if this continues, what I'm seeing is that your guides are like, something's going to happen, like things are going to change because there's conflict here already. What's going to happen is that later down the line, in the future, you're going to look back and you're going to have big regrets over this and be like, that was a big loss. That was a big mistake. I wish that I would have shown up differently. I was just scared of being hurt. It's like that sort of thing. And you may feel conflict about like opening yourself up because that means a change. And also too, it makes sense why seeing the Wanderer at the beginning means that you're in unfamiliar territory. You've sort of been like plopped down somewhere and you have to figure out like a new way to do things and a new way to explore, or you can just stay shut down and not really get the most out of this experience. But that will also be an experience in and of itself if you decide to stay shut down. But just know that if you do decide to stay like this within the Five of Swords energy, you're making a decision. You're making a decision and being motivated by fear, and that is going to breed a certain type of result for you that ends with you feeling like that because you won't open up. But also, like, you get to do whatever you want to do here. This reading is not to be convincing you of anything. This reading is to be bringing awareness to what you may not be realizing. Because you could have been doing this and being like, I think that I'm just protecting myself here. Maybe I'm just like hard to get or like hard to reach or like whatever it was that you may have been telling yourself, when really you're just scared. And you're making choices based off of that because you're scared of getting hurt. And that's why, like, some of you, you've even been, like, doubling down with this, is what I'm seeing here. But it's like you full well know that your feelings are coming up. And as I said before, it's like seeing an animal, like a big, like, predatory animal, just be freaking out and feel very scared of something, like a blade of grass, like something that is very non-threatening at all. because it's, again, like just your feelings that are coming up, which are like naturally blooming because it's the right environment with you and this person. So you're actually like fighting against the flow by keeping yourself in a space where you're like not recognizing this and not opening up. You're like keeping your heart shut down, which at the end of the day, when you get to this point where whatever goes down happens, if you stay doing it like this, you're going to be like, that I feel like lost now because of that. Like I lost something that I had. That was a lost opportunity. That was a missed opportunity. So I'm seeing your guides telling you this now, just so you don't have to end up in this position without realizing what was going on. Because at this point, you're going to recognize what you may be able to recognize now and change something up here for yourself. So this is going to be like working on intimacy stuff for you. I'm seeing Gemini here. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.